We were going to catch him. That's right.
How about that?
Oh, I feel loved. I'm assuming that you were doing that for me.
I did do that for you. We welcome. Good morning, everyone, to our millions of fans. Good morning.
Yes, to our millions of fans. I hope this works out.
It's been a morning for us and Restream this morning, everyone. It's just been a morning.
Listen, about the hair, by the way.
Yes.
So when was that? Last Friday. Literally, if you know anything about braids, I turned around, I saw a braid on the floor. I said, oh, Lord Jesus. I called the hairdresser and I was like, we're
gonna have to do some hair. A braid down. There's a braid down.
Braid down. Like 911. Like, that's a serious situation. Like, you can't do that around some people. Like, you don't want to have to explain. Like,
yes.
So she goes, can you come in at 4:30? And you know what I thought?
I know. If you're making an emergency appointment, oh no.
Right. And I'm like 4:30 because it's going to take a while.
Yes.
I left and it doesn't, y'all that are seeing it today, if you're not like in my phone or following on other socials, because it was fabulous for 5 minutes. And then I woke up and I was like, oh snap. Now I got to comb it. I can't even find a curling iron. I was like,
yep. You got to do all the things. You don't know. You're back to the rest of us. This is what we have to do daily.
Is this what it is? I haven't had to like, do anything besides shampoo in years. I was like, I told her, I think I'm so used to it being blonde. Like, I just need it. I don't want to go all the way dark. I don't want it to be weird.
No, it was when you sent me the picture right as soon as you got it done. I was like, wow. First of all, it was very like feathered Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett. That's how I was supposed to do it, like that, so you can see all of that, and then
it's darker. I know it has the blonde highlight, but it's darker for sure than what you are doing. And you listen, if those of you who are unfamiliar with Jackie, through the many years and phases of Jackie, she's been dark hair before. It's for quite a while, actually. You were
gray. I've been
bald. Dark hair for a while, though.
Yeah. I've got some smatterings of reds.
You have lots of smatterings.
But I was dark hair for a while.
You were dark hair for
and I did go through the whole like wavy weave. And then
you did the short bob kind of weave.
Yes, and I used to love that short bob.
Yes, I like that short bob too.
And then I did natural for a really long time.
Yes.
So this was kind of a shocker.
Yes.
I upskilled my hair, our executive producer said. Yes, I upskilled. But people might not know, I also suffer from alopecia, I guess, every 25 years or so.
Well, and that's not, I'm going to show my ignorance, but only what I've been exposed to. So you said the braid fell out.
Yeah,
I've known people who have dreadlocks who after a time, one will come out as well, will fall out or come out as well. And it's like, I was with someone once when a piece came out and I was like, oh my gosh, because
it just happens depending on, but what's so funny with the braids is that my hair grows. It grows so fast. So I had the growth. And what happens is, especially when it's long, like you put on a sweater or you're put your purse over it and you grab one and it's hanging on by a thread. And granted, the hair
Oh,
is going all the way down, but it's only like this much on it. So it's like it's what, and it hangs. So it's heavy. This feels so much lighter.
I was
I
going to
will
say
tell
that
you one
has to
time
be light. Yeah.
I was feeling so, I love that. Just the locks, the dread is colonial. Listen, I had, I had locks. Dread is colonial. I'm glad we got that cleared up. One
Yeah.
time I was at the gym working out, feeling myself, had this long 18-inch silky yaki, and the girls know, was combing my hair, and it was like, and it was, brushed it, and it went, like the whole track came out. And this little white lady in there was terrified. I think she thought that I literally scalped myself with a Deadman brush. Like she really didn't know what was happening. But and I was like, how long is, after I spent my last $5, and I was like, so any care, when do I need to come back? She was like, ooh, next month. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's going to last the same amount of time as the braids. What's the point?
It's sorry. It just took me a minute to understand, Dr. V. Thanks for what you shared. The black man whose hair fell out referred to his own hair as dread. So I
didn't
don't
know that it was called. I didn't know that.
I want to make sure that that's clear. I'm not trying to use something that's colonial or what have you, but that's how he referred to his, and you know who the person is actually, whose hair fell out. So I'm just using.
No, we got an education today. Everybody's happy for a little education.
Thank you.
Oh, and I did go to Dunkin'. I see you have your Aaron mug. I didn't know it was right inside. That's so cute. I wish they would give me a mug, but
And the sloth. Come on.
Adorable.
So yes, thank you, Aaron. I actually have a couple of these, and they are cool. They are. I had I was on a couple of Aaron meetings actually yesterday, so I just
that's so lovely. Do you think that they might have one for me? Maybe. I mean,
I'm sure that they will. I actually, when I go to Pittsburgh next, I can pack a box for you and send it.
When you go to the office, you're invited. Okay. All right.
I get invited. Well, I am the fractional CHRO.
Oh, yes. I could be the fractional talent officer when they,
when they're ready for you. I don't think they're ready for you.
Also, my class came out this week.
I know a couple of launching it. Yes. Can you talk about that, please? And we need to make sure that gets in this chat. So the link is there for everybody.
So LinkedIn Learning, if you have LinkedIn Learning, my class came out, which is my first, I hope first of many, who knows. It is about how to write a job description in the age of AI. It's like 47 minutes. And it just came out. Now we've started this journey in October.
I was going to say it takes a while. People may not realize that.
It takes a long time. Like I feel like I literally birthed something.
Yeah.
And I'm too afraid. If you know me, you know that I'm not going to watch it. I was too afraid to watch it. But very glad to know that it's finally here, guys.
So please watch, because job descriptions, as we talk about upskilling and reskilling, I know it sounds very basic, pedantic. It is so necessary.
And I know that people think that it's not that big of a deal, and how with everything that's going on with this administration, no, you will be held accountable for not understanding how AI words and puts out there for whatever AI stuff you put out there.
I will even say good morning, Michelle, by the way. Michelle,
that really does go with our topic, executive producer, reskilling and upskilling, because
it does. Yes. Well, I think part of it is there are organizations, and and being in HR consulting, we'll walk into some organizations where the disconnect is deep and wide between even performance management and the job description. And old school, I try to be basic with some things to say, well, what is it that you expect a manager to measure performance of an individual on? What would you like them to use? Because if they don't have something that is sort of like a map for them to follow, they're going to slide into bias. They're going to slide into all kinds of things that are problematic. So wouldn't you want them to have something to refer to say, these are the things that the role requires. How is Jackie doing with these things? That should be kind of straightforward, I think.
I agree with you. And what you'll hear is people will say, it's not a contract. Dude, okay, but
Ooh.
as soon as something happens, they're going to ask you for this document, and they're going to ask who approved it and what was the
100%.
process, whether it's legal or a contract or not. As soon as he comes back.
And I love it says other duties as assigned. I love
that. Yeah, I love that we just throw that shit on there. Like, take one with the cookies at the deli. No, not
it's
taking one.
Okay, that's 13th on this bulleted list.
Right.
But what they're doing is predominantly other duties as assigned. They're not doing the first 12 things. So what?
They think that really protects them. Really, I love Michelle. Thank
Michelle.
You. Michelle, we'll talk. I'll see you at HR Tech. I hope and we'll be able to talk.
We will all be there.
We will all be at HR Tech.
Yes. First, I will be at HR Florida at the end of this month. So if you are headed to the Gaylord in the Orlando area, please be sure to come and say hi to me. I am speaking. I think I close the day out on Monday. So come see me as I talk all things Run DMC and HR.
Listen, did you know I'm speaking at SHRM Waco?
I do know that. Yes.
I finally made it. Like literally.
Yes, I love Joe.
Finally made it.
Yes, I love that you're doing it. Joe, you're not kidding, Joe. Thank you so much. No, gosh, we love you all. Keep giving us comments.
Love the description is what you're going to be actually doing at your job.
So as a hiring manager, as a recruiter, Miss Jackie, talk to us a little bit about this wish list thing.
Yes. So the job description, because there's a job description. And then there's like the actual competencies, like those are different. And like the advertisement, like the job ad versus the job description.
Yeah.
The job description should be the regular day-to-day, what I can count on and how I'm going to be evaluated. Like it's not going to have all of the things with the evaluation, but you should get a good idea of where you are in the pecking order and also what's expected, the minimum skills that you come. I think of it as if you do this, you will keep your job. That's what should be on that. This is what we're going to hire you to do.
Yes.
And then, but you can't, the wish list, this is what's unfortunate. People just throw things in there. And a lot of times it has to do with not doing regular evaluations. So Frank doesn't have remedy. So we're going to throw remedy in there for this business analyst, but this one doesn't have to do that.
Correct.
But they're going to get the same salary, but this one's doing more than this one. And we're not going to train this one because we don't have a training plan. This is when you start getting into this real nuance, tricky things being paid equally and all of those things.
Well, you have hiring managers that'll be like, to exactly your point, well, what we really need a business analyst to do are these things. Yes, I know we have Katie, but you can't tell Katie how to do anything. And so we judge her on different criteria for the same role. And it's like, well, hold on. Why have we allowed Katie to be the exception?
What's the hot take? Here's the hot take. When you have a wish list and not a job description, it's a sign of poor management.
Yes. Because
you should have been thinking about that. You need to talk to somebody about what you need.
You have to talk to Katie.
Your head count. Somebody's asked.
By the way, I just picked the name Katie randomly.
She's going to hop on here because you said it. If you say her name 3 times, she appears. Beetlejuice.
Candyman. Boom, here comes Katie.
Every time, have you noticed? Every time she comes, we both go.
It's like it's Sister Van Horn. But the truth of the matter is that, to exactly your hot take, this is where upskilling and reskilling becomes really difficult because we allow it to be something that is uber individualistic in a way that's unhealthy for the organization. We're all about upskilling and reskilling individuals. Totally, we get it. because it has to start with an individual person. But if the organization is doing it because can't nobody talk to Katie, this is just how she is.
Right. I ain't telling her she ain't doing her job.
Like, what? That's not a reason to. That's crazy, right?
No. And then, like, as the phrase goes, shit rolls downhill. And now you're looking for a $10 intern with 5 years of like AI prompt experience.
Yes.
Like you
yes.
just keep making these demands and concerns. And the challenge is this. The challenge is we've talked about this several times. There's no loyalty anymore at the organizations. And so you have these people that at most are going to be at work 3 years.
Yeah.
And people are unwilling to make the investment and saying these people will take it away from them. Now, people don't recognize, because of the way it falls in the pecking order, or because of the way it's usually implemented, that training is a gift, right? If I'm giving you training,
it's a gift. Say it again. Yes.
It's a gift, because now I'm paying you to learn. I'm not paying you for the skills you have. I'm paying to teach you to learn.
That's right. And there's no performance off of that while trainings happen.
We used to want to keep our talent inside. And we used to want to keep our talent inside, where you knew if you wanted to go to another department, you would just go to the training, or you could sneak over and get the guide and then move over to a different department.
I mean, this is Jeremy Lyons and I were talking about this not long ago. This is all, I know, this is all talent mobility. Why? Yes. Why is that a dirty word, right? And dirty phrase right now?
It's always and you know what it is? It's because of the technology. I will tell you, that's one of the things that, I mean, I'm happy for my iPhone. I'm happy for ATSs and all the AI syncing and,
all the letters. One thing we love the letters.
That's right.
AI,
one of the things that happened, ATS, CRM, SAS. One of the things that it did, it prevented us from looking at core skills and started looking written instead of actually getting to know people. It's like, will you tell me what you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I can't promote you unless you updo your resume.
There's so much to talk about here. The idea of sitting with someone, particularly early career, and saying to them, well, what is it that you know how to do? These individuals, bless their hearts, and I mean this, you are backing them against a wall and they are desperate. They're going to say a whole bunch of things until they see something change in your eyes that they're like, oh gosh, I said the right thing. Okay, that's the thing I had to say. This shouldn't be a guessing game for these folks. Like, why are we putting the onus on early career? When I say to someone in a job interview, did you take a look at the job duties and responsibilities on the posting? I did. Are there any of those, when you look at them, that particularly excite you? When you think about doing this work, what is it that excites you? That kind of initial sort of soft lob question gives people a chance to respond by saying, I feel, because they'll be safe, I've never done this X third bullet point, but when I was in college, we had to do a mock, blah, blah, blah project that I got my final grade on for such and such a class. And even though I never actually have done it, what I found interesting about preparing for that is X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you something. I might be totally fine with them never doing that third bullet point. To your point, I can train them and all, but if I know they're excited about the third bullet point, that they've got a vision for that third bullet point, it's hard for me to manufacture that. I'll take that. I just lost you. You turned your microphone off because of doing clay stuff. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can hear you. Not a soul can hear you because
yes, you can.
You have there you go. You have chosen to ruin the show. You've chosen to ruin the show. I hope you're happy.
I am happy because I can get a Thursday back. Here's your Thursday back. Listen,
this is just thing. We have had lots of issues today with Reskilling.
Issues that technology is not going to be able to solve. No. I was laughing because Clay models and was asked if they knew yoga. They were like, yes, if you know my kid, don't don't threaten
Do
her.
you know yoga? What is the connection between being a model and now I'm going to ask you if you know yoga?
Listen,
What?
they ask you all sorts of things. And Clay was like, absolutely. They'll look at you with a
For a job that
for a
I
job, for
see.
a modeling job,
I see.
for
Yes.
yoga clothes.
Listen, I
But I
told you
mean, give me the
I
pose, I
lied.
can do it. Clay
I
was like,
lied.
absolutely. They were like, show us your favorite modeling pose. And they were
She
like,
went.
right. Looking like that Australian break dancer.
I've told you before, but when I used to do commercials, way back in the day, I had to do a commercial and they asked me if I knew how to skateboard. And I was like, yeah.
That's my favorite story. Dead. You were so lucky that you
were 100% lie. I did not know how to skateboard 1000, but you don't, I was like, yeah.
Listen, I had to have I was talking to Clay and they were like, how's it going? And I was like, well, I've had some interviews, things aren't whatever. I really am doing the consulting, but it's really hard when you're talking to these people, really and they were like, at least they don't do it in your face. Like, I mean, they're like, I go to
fair. Good point.
all day.
People
look at me and they say, no, you're not what we're looking for. And it's literally me. Like, at least with you, it's not you. It's whatever they have going on. With me, and I was like, no, it's still them. They're like, well,
that's a very, very, very astute observation, because even like when I was doing commercials or acting or whatever, they'll tell you right there. They're like, no, the list is right there. Everybody's there. Here's the callbacks.
She doesn't have the hips for it. Like they
they
do all of those things. And I think Clay, the bravest soul on the planet, went to DJ. They've been DJing. Can you imagine your job is on full display on whether or not a crowd in New York City gets hype at the club? Could you imagine? That's your job.
I know. At 7:30 measuring hype.
Right. I think it's the level of like people jumping. There's probably a thing on the wall. Like,
that is as good of a barometer.
They want you to sell drinks and like you are selling and people are having a good time.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Pressure.
And this is, now let's take that and bring it into the workplace, because that's, as for some organizations, as technical as the behavioral and performance appraisal is. Did they get everybody hype for the work? Well, who is deciding that?
Who's the hype master?
Like, you have a hiring manager who winds up saying things like, I love Jackie. She's great. Gosh, yeah, let me give her 4s, right, on everything. Oh, right. Baldino, 2s. Like, we just don't like
across
him.
The board.
Across the board. He's just nasty. We don't like work. That's as much of an appraisal as did they get the crowd hype. You have nothing that you're measuring this on. And so when you talk about, when you try to be a viable organization and talk about upskilling, I won't even get to reskilling yet. When you just talk about upskilling, the basis of that is that you know what someone's skills are to then upskill. That's how it works, everybody. You have to know their skills to then recommend upskilling.
And recognize a skill. It's an actual skill.
Like, and you got hiring managers going,
right.
I think, they're great with this. Well, how do we know that they're great with it?
How do you know that
I've never gotten a complaint. Oh, okay.
That's the bar? I tell you what, let me tell you about AI. And this reminds me. So I do hot dog, not hot dog. I've been recording video where I'm doing mini software reviews.
You've not seen this. It's not pornography. It is a legit.
No, and it takes a long time. They're really short videos and they take 8 hours to edit.
You're doing it wrong.
Because I don't have the skill. The YouTube videos tell me if I keep editing that I'll get better. But here's the thing. It's the most is like 5 hot dogs. And I go into AI and I say, oh, I really wish they had 5. And AI says, not based on your parameters. And I said, well, what if I do this? And we're like, no. And I'm fighting with the AI trying to give 5 hot dogs. And AI is like, absolutely not. Absolutely. And then the AI says, You want to ruin your reputation, you can do that.
What did you call? What do you call your AI?
Larry.
Larry. Yes.
I was like, well, fuck you, Larry. I was like, that's. I mean, that's what was so funny. Like you forget, and I think people forget what their standards were in the first place.
Yes.
And then they might be in a good mood, and all of a sudden Stephanie gets 5s, and then in a bad mood. And so,
well, and you know, and I know Joe, if you want to share Joe's, by the way, I'm asking Jackie to do it because I have no permissions to do anything on this broadcast today. But Joe brings up a great point, and I'm sure I'd love to hear from a bunch of people in the chat as well. Talk to us about unfair evaluation, right? How someone has assessed your skill at a certain level nebulously. There's really nothing that they're looking at from a metric standpoint. It's just, I feel that X. Now, listen, you're not
feeling
like that you can't feel anything, but you can't base someone's full performance on how you feel about things. Because I have to tell you this, I don't feel like doing some things each day. When this morning, I will tell you, when I left the house at 4 something to go work out, I didn't feel like going this morning. I disciplined myself to go this morning. Now, right. if I base it off of how I felt, I wouldn't have followed through. I wouldn't have gone. So you can't just say that the feelings are the things that should be the primary driver. I do appreciate and understand cultural considerations. I know there's relational components. I got it. But if you sit with someone and say, I feel like you don't do a great job when it comes to customer success conversations.
Like, what are you even talking about?
What are you saying? I feel like you don't.
Right.
You have specific examples? Is there an evaluation that a client gave?
No.
What is it based on?
No, especially remote. Like I get nervous because
what you doing? Here we go.
Oh, okay. No, Jamie put all of the things up so we can have it on there. So everybody can see. We're supposed to do that. We haven't done it in a long time. Sorry.
I know.
Thank you,
Jamie. Stop taking over.
No, I think it's fully fine. We'll deal with it another time. Listen.
We'll talk to you after class.
We'll talk to you after the show. Mom and Dad are fighting me there. But I feel like again, so often people, I used to remember when we first started going remote, they're like, I just don't feel like he likes his job.
Oh.
I don't feel like he's doing anything. How you gonna feel that? He lives in Ohio and you live in LA. Like,
but if you're basing it off of something that you see, so here's a great example. If you get on a video call with me and I log in and I see Jackie.
Right. Tuesday.
From a human standpoint, I might say, hey, Jackie, before we get started, are you doing okay? I'm observing that you don't look happy to me or content to me. I'm observing that. And then you may respond by saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm exhausted. The dog was, throwing up all night and I didn't sleep. I know my face looks down, but I promise I'm fine. It has nothing to do with work. Great. My executive producer will say all the time, my face rests in a frown. That's what she says about herself. My face.
We all do, by the way.
And
I saw this in the AARP. This is what's so sad. So if we're looking at AI, listen, this is important, old man. This is important. So they did.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks awesome on the front cover, by the way.
I mean, and we read AARP. We are old.
We are. So I pay for this.
Your mouth, when you get older, starts going like this. They did a study, and their mouth go like, look that. So they were saying you look set. So
no, stop saying that now. I am going to get a poll. I'm telling you.
I said I was going to do that. Look. I lost 10 years.
Got to be behind the ear. I got to pull it up a little, and that'll help it.
Look, can we do it? Can we get twofer? We get a bonus if we all go.
Oh my gosh, look at me. So but the reality is, to exactly that point, is that I could make, if I don't say anything, I'm going to make assumptions about Jackie. Oh, she looked miserable. She's always miserable, right? Then we get into that language, which is my that's a trigger for me. What's with the always never about everything? This is, come on.
Yeah, we can't. Listen,
And
don't
now
put me
I'm
in
going
an
to have to
office.
reskill Jackie. Jackie, you need to be reskilled. You really
You know
don't
what?
fit in this department. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Listen, Linda.
I was like, one of the jobs that I was interviewing for was in Austin, and they want you in the office, and I was like, they're gonna
But
discover a
Austin's
guy on
cool.
who
I
removed
like
for
going to
15 years.
Austin. I'd go in
I
Austin. I
like
like
going to
Austin.
Austin. I like Austin, but I was just like, it was like a bro culture, and that just the thought made me laugh of being like,
ooh, that would be good. Listen, but it'll make coming home on the weekends kind of new and different and fun for you.
you know. But my problem is, someone's gonna say something stupid like "Good morning," and I'll be like,
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm listening to a podcast. Be quiet. I don't. I
have a murder podcast on. Don't good morning me.
I'm listening to why you act that way.
This is the part of the problem when we talk about upskilling and reskilling, is because if you don't have the foundational pieces in place, it's really difficult. And it probably will make any sort of programmatic approach to upskilling or reskilling. And I want to talk about the job candidate in a minute, by the way, for this. But within an organization, if the foundation is not secure, then it is going to be just a programmatic consideration. And so then people will say things, leadership will say things like, that upskilling program didn't work. Well, the reality is the program, and I'll meet you in your language, the program may be just fine. It's the way, the premise behind where the program was applied that was broken. You went after Jackie or a group of people because you said they didn't have customer service readiness. They're basically miserable people. And so we were upskilling them into happiness. Did anyone ask any of these people if they're unhappy? If the reason that they are not great, quote unquote, customer service based on whatever metric you think you have is legit? Because if it's not legit, then putting a program on top of it probably won't yield you any good results. That's probably what'll happen.
That part.
Like, it's not
but the program we already put, that's the lipstick on the pig.
Yes.
The pig was still there.
Yes. Yes.
If you ever say, I'll meet you at your language, I'm choking you out. When you said that,
I'll meet you. I meet people in their language all the time.
Oh my God. That is such a good one. Like, I don't, what y'all don't know about John is when the line has been crossed, HR John is not funny at all. Yeah. We all have mine. It takes a little bit longer to get there, but no,
my trigger is
Robin, John, and Katie's HR voice. Not fun.
Robin's her arms start going. That's how you know on video. If she's hit that point, you just see the arms are going to move, y'all. Watch out. Those dogs, if they're in the room with her, they better run.
I just turned to a black grandma. I'll say, you know what? Sit down.
I had someone tell me, oh my gosh, my staff, if any of my staff are listening, they will be dying laughing. I had a client this week say that the reason that they haven't been paying their bill is because I have a bad mindset. I mean, have you ever heard of anything? And so I had to help them know, not guess, but know what my mindset is.
Oh my God. You had to help them.
I had to help them. Because if you want to use that language, that this is about my mindset, let me help you to know what my mindset is so you can know for sure where I'm coming from. Listen, you better pay your bill.
You about to get upskilled today. The knuckle sandwich. But I think the thing, now let's talk about
I do want to talk about the candidates, but go ahead, do reskill. No, yes.
I get frustrated because we don't see that at all. Like I said, and I don't want to be that person, but there was a time where you had a regular, if you wanted to learn or you wanted to change, different departments would have different things where you could participate and learn more about other departments. We don't see that as much anymore. And there are people that are very good and valuable to the organization. When we forget, even if you don't like them, they are taking stuff with them. They are taking knowledge with them.
Yep.
And again, a lot of that is bad management. When somebody leaves and then you have to hire 3 people because nobody can do that job, then you're doing a bad job of managing. You should be reskilling and upskilling, especially in this day and age of technology that's moving so fast. Like,
yes, I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. If your reskilling is based on, here's what it's usually based on in organizations. This is, people are not going to like this, but this is the truth. Reskilling often happens when someone threatens to leave. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, what can we do to keep Jackie? She's great. Let's get her into a different department. Let's teach her. We do it out of desperation because we don't want to lose the person. That's such a bad way to instill a reskilling commitment in an organization. You have to wait until I say I'm going to quit unless you do something. Like, I just, it makes the role transactional. It will struggle forever and always to be transformative to the organization because we've made it transactional. If you do this, then I'll do this. That's a transaction.
It is. I love what Michelle said here, where it says on performance management broken is too tied to feelings and not objectives. So is how you feel about somebody just on the day-to-day, because so many people don't know their job anymore. They've lost sight of it. Can I see my job description? Oh, I can't find it.
Yeah.
We didn't keep
or we
it.
give it to them and say it's really old. Well, what does that mean?
Well, what's that mean? Again, poor management is what it means.
Yes, that's right.
And then you hire someone for talent management. You don't ask your managers to upskill. You hire someone for talent management, and they get mad when they say your management team is unskilled.
Have you had the experience where, and some of you, I'd love to hear from some of you, because I know there are, by the way, love all the comments. Thank you all so much. The experience where someone in leadership might come to you to say, I know that you're interested in XYZ, whatever other work there is in the organization, but you're so valuable where you are. We can't.
Right. We can't let you.
We can't.
Your career and future means nothing to me. It's about me.
Right.
It's all about me.
Right. And then when that person does put in their resignation, we're like, oh,
shock.
Or we do what I said a minute ago, which is all of a sudden now it's like, okay, well, they are valuable. Let's let them train and learn how to do something else. It's too late. It's too late.
I don't understand people. You know how we say like managers, like that's a skill, and being an HR part of it. I mean, we're not taught to be clairvoyant, but there are some human behaviors that are just consistent enough that we have to bring to your attention that this is the potential. In most cases, when I see this, the outcome looks like this, and this is how I suggest, and they never listen. Like they think you're just being mean. Listen, when such and such is going to go out on leave and they ask for additional time, well, let me explain. I understand, and I know they're really nice, and you don't want to lose them.
Yes.
However, when we give more time, it's usually harder, and they usually end up leaving the organization. Like if they're not, maybe we should have that discussion.
Yes.
And we should hire somebody in the interim. No, they're too special. I want to hold their role. Okay. They come back, they quit. Now they're mad and want me to hurry up and TA. I'm not hurrying. Listen, you hear that?
I'm not hurrying.
I'm not hurrying.
I
said what I'm starting to put that hashtag in there. I told you so, because
no, we just do everything is the Nene gift. I said what I said.
That's right.
Said what I said.
I was going to tell you, this is what was so interesting. So on Bill Gates, there's a Netflix, and it talks about ChatGPT. This was from OpenAI. This was from 2024. And this is how far we've come. In it, Bill Gates said to them that he would invest if it could pass the AP biology test. Within 2 weeks, it passed the AP biology test. And in the video, it said, let me see if this works. And in front of everyone, he took a picture, a selfie with Bill Gates, uploaded it, and asked if it knew who it was. And it said, yes, that's Bill Gates. And he's like, absolutely phenomenal. It's like, no, because here's what's scary. It knows Jackie Clayton too. And I'm not Bill Gates.
No.
Like, it's come so far. Like, he was
you
shocked.
are, somebody owes you money. Lots of it.
Lots. But Bill Gates was sitting there going, unbelievable. And I was like, he couldn't even see that happening. And that was a year ago.
Yes.
And so we owe it to our employees to make sure that they're understanding what's going on in the technology, even if you're not using it internally, because it's going to be required for the life that we live, or it's going to pass you by.
And you're going to have people using it that want to come into your organization. People aren't waiting to see if they get a job before they're like, I wonder if I should start using AI because the company I go to might not let me. Nobody's saying that. They're using AI right now. I have been thinking about this topic as well for job applicants, for candidates, and thinking about this reskilling, in particular, reskilling approach. What would you say, and I'm so curious about some of your thoughts before I say anything, what would you say to someone who finds themselves out of work, let's say for the last 6 months, and they are learning new things. They are posting on LinkedIn the new certifications they have, or they are sharing on Instagram, the fact that they learned how to do ABC. I don't know, whatever it is. Do you think that is do you think for companies, they see that as admirable or an enticing, or do you think that they would see that as an unnecessary filler? Find your next job first, then worry about doing reskilling.
Probably both. I mean, but the truth of the matter is, because I have not worked in a corporate entity I've been working for myself now like 6 months. And looking at that, it's staying relevant and making sure you are paying attention. I think it's important in this day and age. I think it's not important to get maybe you don't get your PMP certification, right? Like those ones where you have to make a major investment and it's going to take a long time that you may or may not use in your next job. But yes. I do think that you can learn some basic coding, or you can learn to be a prompt engineer, or you can learn some of the little things on LinkedIn Learning that you're paying attention and becoming relevant, because you want to be ready for whatever the next opportunity is. And what's interesting is that it has changed so much in the organizations. I got a phone call yesterday that was was from overseas, and they were open to working out of the country, given the situation, as long as I work on London hours. And I was like, really? Like, we're a hub now, because they're like, oh yeah, and then you can just like come over here because it's tough over there. Mm-hmm. But I mean, times are changing.
Yes.
So you have to stay on top of it.
I think there's so I agree.
I'm sorry, hold on. Chi-Chi, excuse me.
Stop with this dog.
Listen, no, my old lady, she's like.
Put a diaper on her. Put a diaper on him.
It's sad.
I don't understand. The dog is taking over the show. You know how I feel about dogs. I don't care.
You should care. I have this geriatric chihuahua. She's 19 years old.
I mean, come on. Ooh, I love. Here we go with comments. Bob, thank you. Mark, thank you. So one of the things that I think is worth considering, how much do I reskill, upskill if I'm in transition? And Anna's going to comment about the dog. That is for sure.
Listen, she's
Anna
19.
Morgan. She's got your back. I know. Anna knows. the upskilling, reskilling, I get. The thing that I think is maybe something to consider is how much of it do you need to just post to post? So when you post, a LinkedIn update that says, I'm happy to announce that I've just obtained the AI selection certificate from Jim Bob's AI course. I'm not so sure that everything that you do, that falls into an everything that you do category for me, should be posted, because I do mean this. I worry that it is can come across as busy work irrelevance, and it might be a detractor to what it is you really know how to do for a company that might be looking to bring on somebody with that skill set. That's a little bit of what I worry about with your personal brand. Is it too much? Everybody and their mother can give you a certificate for sitting with them for an hour. There's no sort of guideline to that. But is it really valuable? Do I really want to lean into the fact that I sat and listened to John Baldino tell me what I should know about AI for an hour, and then he sent me a certificate? I don't know.
I don't know.
I do. I know there's relevant. I'm putting it out there.
Standard now. I just feel like that's the standard. Like when people take it, I think people like having those little badges, and we talked about this before, where it's like, oh, do I put all of my certifications? And some people think you should, and some people think you can't. And there is a point where you're like, this is a little ridiculous. But I do think in this age, when there are people who aren't doing it at all, versus doing some of these things, are important to know. Like if you're taking a boot camp, or if you've learned it, but also I think your work can speak for itself. Right? Like, I didn't put a certification that said that I'm coding or whatever. I just, if somebody asked me, like, I built that site, like I built that thing, is better than I took a class. Like, okay, you took the class, now what?
Yeah. And I like, again, I'm not saying not to take the class. I think it's just a matter of what do I do with that? How do I? So let's talk about resumes for a second. So as a recruiter, right? Put your recruiting hat on. You get a resume from Mark Fogel.
Right.
First of all, you're blessed if he submits a resume to your
job. Second of all, that's good stuff in there.
And he's hired. But let's just say that you get a resume from someone, and it is, I'll say, laden with lots of these sort of certificate type things listed under education. Every kind of course that they've taken. Do you find that to be encouraging, a distraction? Do you think it shows relevance, that they are trying to keep up with things? Do you think it's more than what's required for the submission, and the resume is now 3 pages long? Because what hits you? What hits you when you see that?
No, I don't care. Anything? I don't really care about that. Nothing hits. I mean, I feel like that, because I'm looking for certain things and traits, and then I'm asking questions. And so for me, if I see it, I'm not gonna pay it too much mind. I want to see, when I talk to them, how they feel about it. It's not going to sway me either way, because I'm really looking for more of the experience and the things that they did. And so I think what people do miss a lot is, what is important is that your last job was a SaaS HR tech, or a top Fortune 500, or a fast-paced, like up and coming, like, and I think about that now. It's very competitive. The world is very competitive. And I was talking to someone who left the organization, who's looking for a CTO position. And they were like, I've had 5 interviews and I've been second in so many, because the talent right now, the willingness of people to leave to go to mission-driven organization is huge. And there's so many executives looking for those opportunities and looking to get out of other people that don't have a commitment to DEI, or don't have a commitment to those things, and leaving for those, that it's highly competitive. And so people don't know what to do. People don't know what to do.
And this is such a good conversation. I'm going to say that again. Like this idea of upskilling, reskilling, I would say for a job, for a job seeker, um, just be mindful of those things that you're doing that are most relevant to the kind of work that you're looking to get into or back into, right? So because there are people who are posting all kinds of things around that are sort of extraneous, I think, to what it is that they're seeking after. I love that you went and took a cooking class and now know how to make vichyssoise. I love that.
I only love it if I'm eating bichyssoise. Like, that's the thing. That's what I
Right.
mean. Like, don't tell me you took a cake decorating class. Bring me a decorated cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because because I read a lot. If you, my favorite thing to read is political nonfiction. I'm not running for governor. Okay.
Why?
Even though I've read a million
Why
books.
not?
Reading a book, taking a class does not make you qualified.
And Todd could be your Olivia Pope.
Someone said I looked like her the other day, by the way.
Yeah, I think.
No, if you were on a train really fast and I had a jacket on, you might think.
And you had that fabulous wardrobe that she had.
If I had heels on, you would know it. I wasn't her because I don't wear heels. You would know from the.
Share this thing that Michelle just said as well, because I do I want to make sure I'm clear with this. Like I'm saying, I think it just requires thought, because here's someone, Michelle, love this, that you would rather hire someone that's taken initiative to learn something, especially if they can show it's transferable. Love that ending phrase. I think that's important, right? I love, Michelle, that point. And I think that I would encourage people, when you think about upskilling, reskilling, where do you put that information? If I take a painting class with my wife, I do love the idea that I'm spending time with her and I'm learning or refining my skills in painting. I think that's terrific. If I'm looking for a job in a field where that would be hard for me to tell the story of connection, then I don't want to make my job search harder by trying to build threads of connection that take a lot of effort and might be received as like, great, dude, your wife made you take a paint class. Like, I don't want someone to think that. But if you do take something where you're like, it really made me double down on some critical thinking. I did this, but what I learned from that is that I have to sharpen my critical thinking. And so I took this course or certification or class, whatever it is. And what I learned from it, in addition, was, how much critical thinking I had let lapse, and it revived that in me. Ooh, I think that's completely transferable. You can absolutely tell that story for a job you're looking for. That would be my encouragement. That's when you can really lean into reskilling or upskilling and say, this is why I did it. This is why it matters so much for me to use this time wisely. I love that.
I think in that. I love that. But also think of, this is ageism at its best. One of the things that...
Oh, I thought you were making an excuse for yourself. Like, no. I'm going to be ageist for a second. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, I can remember working with hiring managers that were looking for early career and would see that the person had a major in economics and a minor in Spanish, and say, oh, well, they're going to leave because they're not going to be interested. They have too many interests. And then also at that time, same with people our age. Well, they took a class in basket weaving. They probably want to be a basket weaver now. Like the assumption that we don't have a seat. We don't teach that continuous learning should be the norm. And so expanding and being able to learn to use both sides of your brain is critical. And you want people, I've always said, I love building out personas of who we're going to hire, and looking at organizations and saying, okay, based on your organization, you want someone who does high risk individualized behavior. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, based on what you need individual contributors. So you're looking for people who has done public speaking, maybe an improv class, maybe it's they play tennis, maybe it's they're a puzzler, but something high stakes, public facing individual. What?
Yeah. By the way, next LinkedIn Learning,
I should do it on personas.
Oh my gosh, you should. I'm not joking.
It's not
You
that hard.
absolutely should. No, but I think it is devastatingly hard for some.
I think going through The Amazing Race was something that I learned that was like of why those things are so key. And one
Because
of
your
the
sister thinks she had the wrong persona with her. That's what
my
I've heard.
sister
So.
still thinks that we could win. She's like, just start over, redo. But
Reapply.
we probably could stop. But here's the truth of the matter.
After you're done The Bachelorette.
So Go ahead. After the Golden Bachelorette. What I think, no one under the age of no one over age 60.
Todd is fine with this, everyone. Don't at her.
The Golden Bachelorette between 35 and 45, please.
Yes.
You hear about the guy, the drama, because he said he did.
Okay. I'm fine with it. Let him pick what he wants. Might as well say it.
You already know what you want. Why are you mad?
Right.
Now you're going to get somebody 65 and they're going to be divorced and you're going to be mad.
Right. It'll be another couple that didn't make it. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing that was interesting about it is you absolutely go through psychological testing before you go. And what was interesting, in order to be on the show, you have to have the story. And it's very interesting that they were able to find 28 people that they knew would do these things that a lot of people would not be able to do, would not be willing to do, would not put themselves out there. And even though everybody on the show was different, there is a persona and a thread that would go through. Yes. And you saw it over and over again. Like my mom made, or let's go bowling. And everybody's like, okay, like people that are willing to do those things. Like that's the persona. And within these organizations, people so much said you want culture add instead of culture fit. They forgot the caveat is there is a culture fit that we need here in order to get this work done. Mm-hmm. And we can add to that, not in place of the existing company culture. It's the company culture. And additionally, I also am a sous chef and I can decorate cakes on the weekend. And that's, again, using both parts of your brain. You're not, absolutely not. I cannot.
You can't decorate a cake?
I can cook, though. I
don't like to bake as much. Cooking.
I don't have very good knife skills. I don't have
maybe you should practice. Talk to your executive producer, see if he'll let you practice.
I don't know. Every time
Todd, I'm practicing my knife skills.
The little old lady's yelling at me. Do you hear her? She's like,
she can wait 2 minutes. She wait 2 minutes.
She's gonna have to wait 2 minutes.
This is so good because, and I should mention, and I'll probably do it in the next week or so. I'm looking at the dates. Yes, there's a book coming out towards the end of the month. My friend Mike Pedito's book. Yes, You're Being Judged. Oh my gosh, his book is coming out, right? So it's called Yes, You're Being Judged. So good about the job interview process. Oh my gosh. It reads like it's so, because you just follow right along. It's so good. Anyway, it comes out in a few weeks. And it's funny that you're saying the things that you're saying because about how to apply, right? What kind of person do we need? And then as the applicant, being thoughtful of the story you're telling, because there is persona alignment that does matter. And like, if you have been doing things for your own betterment, if you are upskilling things, so there's an HR person that is in transition that I know who posted about completing a coding course, learned how to code. I don't remember the language or phase one of a language. And the comment underneath it from someone was, oh, are you looking for those kinds of roles now instead of HR? Right? Because that's what came up. And this is why I brought it up today, because that person had to respond by saying, thanks so much. Yeah. For the congratulations. No, I'm still looking for a role in HR in these areas.
And why would you take that?
Coding helped me in this time to be thoughtful about an understanding of technology in a way that I didn't have time to learn before. And I think it'll help me in my next role as we evaluate whatever, and now look, do I follow everything that was said? I may not have, but I do understand the fact that the person is like, to Michelle's point, I'm trying to deepen a perspective on things, and I have the time to do so, which will help me in my application as an HR practitioner.
Well, I should tell you, the National MS Society just posted that they need a vice president of talent acquisition. If anybody knows them, I'm that person. I almost put a video out yesterday that said, internet, please forward this to the person hiring for this job. Like, I know we can do that, but then I was like, you can only do that once. And if Hermes or Valentino does that tomorrow, I need to save that.
You need that job at Valentino.
At the MS, I know. No, I was like,
check to see if Valentino has a TA role.
No, I need that. No,
you need that.
I need that. I think somebody knows the person who runs Valentino. They're part of the Louis Vuitton, like
you
that whole.
Need that.
Well, but they have a new designer. So, I mean, let's give it a couple of years.
I mean, you aren't going to say no. Come on.
Absolutely
not. What a good show today. You were fantastic.
Yes, you go so fast. We're over.
You were fantastic. You were fantastic.
No, you are schmoopy.
Please like and subscribe. We are also on the Work Defined Network. Look for us there. If you missed an episode, we are appearing there as well.
Watch my class. If you're hiring, you can get us for contracts, and have a good day. Bye.
Clink. Bye.